Time to go.
Well met.
Allow me.
That's don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun.
Shiver.
As one with wind and cloud. Germinate.
Looks like I went too far.
That finishes them off. And gets another treasure for me. Excuse me. Really, like, there's just... Really looking at the desert here, I'm gonna be honest, this guy is like, definitely is as uninteresting as I was expecting.
Rest
and rebuild.
Into the wind. Clouds high. The birds call.
Covenants of the deep.
Propagate.
Punishment.
Wind strider.
You are.
Brings a smile
Going
to my
into
face.
another treasure chest. Why do I feel that one is right down here? Yeah, fuck no. I'm not climbing all the way back up that. Yeah, like, that's my just thoughts. I know some people probably
Time to
like
go.
the look of this. I know there's some people, but deserts never really appealed to me.
says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering?
At least catches this up. That's definitely gonna be something I'm gonna just give my thoughts about. The desert's too big. We need a new kind of thing to ride on, and they need to add points that you could mount it. Like, this is the point that... Okay, goodbye. This is the point in the game I feel we need mountains, like one of my friends said. And the fact we don't yet kind of makes me not really like this Sumeru. Like, I want to get everything here. I want to get all the Dendronculuses. I want to get all the treasures. I want to pretty much get things up so I can complete Sumeru. But as of right now, as of specifically right now,
Time to go.
the Sumeru Desert's not very that interesting to me, guys. It's just not. This is the least interesting area I have seen in this game. Go. Yeah. Sorry, I need to be up here for a sec. Go out, my toe. I'm just gonna run up one and break mid-break. Now, guys, a little bit early, but you know what? Getting it out of the way, I need to just get something. I need to get some energy. Alright guys, I'm back. Let's...
Fallen leaves, adorn my...
Hold the line.
Spring forth! Scatter!
To the small.
Propagate!
just see here.
Brings a smile to my face.
Now we've got a good chunk of these now.
That's close
Yeah, I'm
enough.
gonna just leave you guys.
Time to go.
Let's trail back in. Something would have been interesting here. I would have taken... I seriously would have taken a case of
Yeah.
I would say if it was taking case of like a Pyro Dragon Spine Mountain or even something Geo related likely. That's where's Kush anyway? I know he said he's taking longer.
Time to go.
Time to go to work.
Yeah.
Let's see. Game. Where are you going?
Rest and rebuild. Lights out.
One with nature. Scatter. I'll keep this close.
Taurus, bring refuge.
Okay, buddies. And I really need something to keep me interested here. go that way yet for not meeting with Sienna yet. I wanna at least domains I know I'll have to likely unlock, and I don't know all the stuff about it to unlock some of them. Hello. There's a Dendro Uncus somewhere around here. There you are. Hello. No, go jet. I'll admit, like, the most interesting thing in this desert is that thing over there. That structure where that red mist is coming out of.
Time to go.
That is, without a doubt, the most interesting place in this desert. Otherwise, again, oh, so that's what that is. Muslim of King Deseret. Yeah, again, like, aside from oh, that's a lot of hidden users. Wow, hi, welcome all of you. This is blind as a note. Please do not join. As in, do not join my game, because I'm going to be doing the story.
Time to go.
And as a reminder, any friend requests will be ignored unless I know you for a long time and actually communicated with you. It's just a sign of, like, trust for me. Like, not actually how I always work these out. Hello. What? Okay, this is weird. Oh, Jesus.
are not welcome.
Clouds high. The birds.
Oh my god. Really, buddy? I'm trying to do stuff. Oh my god.
Punishment.
Regret.
See. God, would I have liked something to ride here? Oh.
The wind knows me. Into the wind.
See.
One with nature. Time to go. The wind knows me.
Is there... Oh, hi. There's one I'm missing.
One with nature.
Oh my god, that one is gonna be tricky.
Into the wind.
Oh, there's an order?
Time to go. Wind strike. The wind knows me.
I don't know the order. I'll come back to here later. Hold on. Hold the phone. Before I go there, I saw that. There's the Dendroculus.
Time to go.
I want more constellations for the Traveler. Come on, game. Alright, let's take a look. That was there. We're gonna begin the story, continue the story soon. I just want to see.
Time to go.
Oh, right, it's somewhere hidden in here. And I don't know how to get in. Oh, that was a cleverly hidden dendron.
Time to go.
Alright, well then. We'll worry about the domains later. Because I did everything I can do in this desert. So let's begin.
Listen, see if you can make out what they're saying.
Have you heard? The mighty Scarlet King, the sovereign of
Hey, so, you know how you usually share the screen? It's not up again.
Of course I have.
Are you kidding me?
The Scarlet King
Uh,
is the only true ruler.
I can hear you, but I'm
never believed
not
in
kidding
any
you.
other gods. Still,
There we go.
you
It
say
must have
he's coming back,
closed on its own.
it just doesn't feel like life's
I wonder
about
if that's
to
like
change
a
here anytime
function that's supposed to save you power or something.
Haven't you noticed? The village has
I
been
don't know.
getting
This
more
seems to only happen
trained
when I'm the
scholars
only
than
one in
ever.
here.
Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of the Scarlet King civilization in ancient times. We don't quite know why, but it seems like there's some sort of connection between insanity and the Scarlet King. Isn't it a sign of the Scarlet King's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared? If you ask me, they must have been chosen as the final sacrifice for the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Now that you say it, that does make some sense. Does this mean our lives are finally going to take a turn for the better?
Exactly. Those city folks will get what's coming to them.
Now,
But yeah, it is mostly me
repeat
just
everything you
finishing
just
exploring
said
around
from
the
the very
desert.
beginning.
Huh?
While waiting for you. And I gave my thoughts. I like the Sumeru rainforest more than the
My
desert.
patience is running thin.
I got very bored
You
walking
heard what
through
I
the
asked.
desert.
I mean, like you said when they first told you were going to a desert, video game deserts are just not exciting.
Bro, this guy's something else.
This is the point I feel like
Look at his eyes.
it's cool we
One
have
wrong move, and
boats
he's gonna
for
flay us alive.
in the Zuma and some of Sumeru's rainforest areas, but I think
Oh, okay,
we
good
need
sir.
to
What
implement
is it you'd
some
like to
new
know?
kind of
Tell me
transportation
about
that
the
you could
Scarlet King's resurrection.
get on, like, or
Well,
summon
I only know
temporary
a few things from
with
hearsay.
a
I
cool
went for a
down,
drink
like
the other day and
some
heard
kind
others
of
talking about a
animal
rumor that the
mount.
madmen will disappear and that the Scarlet King will return to this land.
Or if they want to get funky with it, they could have like, I don't know if this is a real thing, but it's like a common thing in fantasy desert settings, where you have like
Talking.
glider, like sand
So true,
surfers.
sir. We desert folk have had more
Where,
than
like,
enough
it gets
of those
pulled by
people
the
in
wind.
academia. They keep sending us all their mad scholars and won't let us have a good life. Would you want to live like this?
Well,
if
it's
you were in our
depend if
place? The
And
radicals were even more thrilled than me when they heard the news.
it's gonna depend really
We're
if
all praying for the Scarlet
they
King's
can pull
speedy
it off
return.
here.
Delavar also said that once the Scarlet King returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other
Plus,
side.
in general, something more forward-thinking like an animal summon would be able to be used in other environments that could really use it.
Is that so?
I mean, like, I'll be
Seems like he still wants
like
to know
in
more.
the leeway. It would help in transportation for some people that don't want to always use
I told myself it was just the drink
waypoints,
talking.
but
But then all
even
the
then,
mad
like those
scholars
areas
vanished
usually
without a
have
trace.
pretty good
Just as the
geography
rumors
that
said.
they're at least interesting. Sometimes
Maybe I'm
just going
mentioning these
around.
rumors. If I'm guilty, then everyone else around
In
here is
Azuma,
also guilty. I'm just saying what
But
the others said.
it has interesting stuff, but it's
People
only
here
reserved
really
for
like the
each
Scarlet
island.
King, but
Because
dislike
it's
the
just a
Dendro
bunch of
Archon.
islands considering Japan.
Yeah, it's an archipelago.
Where is this radical person you talked about?
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably hasn't been around the village. What about you, man? Have you seen him at all?
No, not at all. We wouldn't dare lie to you. He's really not here right now.
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
No, of course not. All we know are their names.
I have many ways to stop you from talking. And many others to stop you from sending warning messages. So you'd best just stay home and hope I don't hear of you trying to contact anybody. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this. Try something foolish, and even Candace won't be able to protect you.
Jeez.
Yes,
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 you
got
know.
it. We'll do just as you say.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrifying. He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to hearing that. Oh, Paimon bets lots of people have told him that before.
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more places. Very well.
Yeah, so far from what I know, like there's some talk of the Scarlet
Where's your
King's
grandpa's
revival.
house?
Well, I can take you there. Just follow me.
Which I'm not sure how this relates to what's going on in Sumeru right now.
Sorry for being the opposite of an expert. We know what the Scarlet King is, or is that just a title that's supposed to build up mystery?
It's basically described as the desert folks, the god.
Every
like,
now and then, he
they're
yells out
a
at the top
god
of his lungs, so
God before
a
the
lot of people
Archon
are really scared of
War,
him.
where
But he's a good
the Great
person,
Archon War,
really.
where many
I
gods
know
fought
he
each
is.
other and
I swear,
only
he's just like my
7
real grandpa.
then survived, which became the original 7 Archons.
Okay, so...
Because 5 of the original 7 died in the war against Conria, but the Archon War
This is where Grandpa
predates
usually
that.
stays.
Mm.
Where's here?
So... maybe this is building up, because, like, realistically, you're not gonna waste an entire desert when you're technically focused on the plot of another land. So
Desert
maybe
is part of Sumeru, but
No, it's part of it, but, like, the focus is, like,
But are you okay?
there's Sumeru the kingdom and then the desert, which feels very detached from it in terms of society.
I mean that is pretty much what they're going
Traveler here
going
once
for.
passed out from that smell. Thankfully,
So, like,
Traveler
hey,
saved
maybe
us.
they're gonna do something with that in a later... maybe not a later chapter, but, like, a side quest or something? I don't know. Building up suspense for...
You know
I
I'm
could
cute?
see them doing something with it in a
Yes.
in
Now that I concentrate, I can also
he
make up the
does.
scent of incense.
Wait, surely
Act
Kainari
2
didn't
of her
lecture
character
you
story.
too.
No. No need.
Ooh!
But that's, of course, once we get...
Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest. From a scholar.
Alright, so we have to look for clues. It wants in this area. I mean, that's pretty much like why the whole like Astaha happened in. Oh. In Zhongli's story, and the fighting like the puppet body that the Shogun uses in her
Here it
story.
is.
We don't know what will happen for not
Take a look
Nahida,
right
but
here.
we'll find out when as it comes out. Because Nahida's at least confirmed
Although
for
the traces have been completely buried in the sand,
3.2,
there are footprints
and
here.
based on leaks, she's
And the size
well,
and shape.
her element's obviously
They belong to an
Dendril
adult
because
male.
when
This
are they
pattern
going to
is a
make an
common
Archon
one
of
from
that
this area.
land not be of their
Full
element?
shoes. This was probably someone from the village.
It'd be interesting to mix it up while also a giant fucking waste of
But still
opportunity.
distant. The footprints
Yeah, because
head in the
that's what
direction
people are
of the door.
expecting. They're expecting each Archon to be of the element of their land.
But who would come looking
As well as
for
one of the
Grandpa?
best
He doesn't have
characters.
any friends.
Minus Venti.
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
It's not Venti's fault that he's an early-made bow and arrow user.
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying. Like back in the day, Venti was a godly animal support. Low cooldown, low energy recharge for his burst. His burst.
He just power crap.
You could just bam his burst and crowd control all the enemies and just shred their elemental defense down, which made Swirl that much good with him. And then Kazuha came into the picture and was like, "Hey, do you like the idea that of the artifact that makes Swirl, that when you do a Swirl reaction, it makes the element to resistance of the element caused by the swirl will go down for the enemies, and I have a talent that boosts elemental damage obtained via the swirl by a certain percentages for every single point of my elemental mastery starting from 1, and I can go over 1,000 EM. Kazu pretty much came in, and now Venti's crying in a corner because people jokingly consider Kazuha the animal Archon.
Exactly. Most
I mean, this is what happens when you rest on your laurels for too long, Venti.
supposedly helps them clear their minds.
I mean, that's not obviously happening in the story, but just
Even
gameplay
deep
wise,
within
it's
the
like,
clutches of madness.
poor Venti. Like, I mean, he
still
still has his
yearn for their
niches. He's still
knowledge-seeking days,
really good,
and will follow
spammable
the
crowd
scent
control,
whenever it
but
presents itself.
if you're looking for pure swirl
Grandpa.
port
Of
of animal, yeah, I'm sorry, Kazuha's the best recommendation.
Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance of all the mad scholars have something to do with the radicals?
It's highly likely.
Please,
Meanwhile, as
you
of
have
date,
to save my
Zhongli is still
grandpa.
really good.
was never
Raiden
done
Shogun is
anything
still
wrong.
really good.
Please help him.
Though from what I've heard,
Sounds like we'd better help get him back.
pre
Don't you worry,
1.5,
Isaac. We won't let whoever took him get away
Zhongli was
with it.
considered meh
Let's head
in
to
terms
Aru
of
Village
geo
and inform
support.
Candace and the others about what we
And
learned
then
here.
1.5 game mode buff,
After
as well as an
that,
artifact that was
we'll set
real
off to
good with
find
his
the
shields,
scholars.
and he's now the best shielder in the game. Kind of funny put that the first two two Archons took different turns in a way.
Yeah, one got power credits from their top spot, while the other got buffed to ensure relevancy.
But yeah, like from what I know, like though back to Nahida, she's gonna be a Dendro Catalyst user, which
Time to go.
I'm like, that's gonna be interesting to see that, because as of right now, not counting Dendro Traveler, the only Dendro characters we have
The darker
are
fabric
Koli and
definitely makes it a lot
Tignari, which
better.
are both
That'd
bow
be my
users.
choice, too.
We're back, Candace. We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome
Yeah,
back.
Dendro's gonna be very limited in playstyle for
Sounds
a
like
while,
everyone's
considering
friends
it's
already.
new. But that's not a complaint, just a word of caution.
I forget. What is,
Reason.
in layman's term, what's Dendro?
Plant.
I'll hate them didn't go with
Okay, thank you.
We haven't
Makes sense that they'd make them rangers mostly then.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured
At
he was
least for the first two
investigating you.
introduced
Guess he
ones.
must have gone off on his
Well,
own.
yeah, like, they'd introduce the concept with the one that's easiest to grasp, which is being, like, a ranger.
Yeah, again, like,
I see.
we have.
So someone used a kind
Like
of incense.
Not
to
counting
keep the
Dendra, I will
exiled
say, like,
scholars away from
the
village.
only element that doesn't have at least one weapon,
The resurrection
one
of
of
the
each
Scarlet
type
King?
of weapon
First I've heard
is
of it.
cryo, which is missing a
Far as I
catalyst
know, the
user.
kind of incense you just mentioned
Candace
is only popular beyond the wall.
is the
Scholars are fond of
introduction
it, but
of what
as you can see,
Hydro
there aren't many
finally
scholars still
needed, a
studying around
Hydro
these parts.
polearm
No
user.
seller would be able to make a profit here.
And she's 4-star,
Not
so
to
people can
mention
get her
making
easily.
incense is a labor-intensive process.
That's pretty
I don't
fucking
see
sweet.
anybody in the desert
Or-
with the patience to make or
whatever.
sell something that requires that kind of effort.
Sweet that pretty much
Seems
they
someone
almost
from
filled
beyond
up
the wall must
the
have been
original
supporting this.
6L
Makes sense.
mints while they were working on Den
So
Intro.
what should we
They'd
do
already
then? Do we
they
go
already
into the
pretty much like
Academia
finished the
and search
original
for
6
Release Bear?
elements before they
If
introduced
it was any
Dendro.
other day, that would be your next logical
Well,
step.
Dendro was introduced last
got me on.
version, but
So you get an extra tip.
they were almost done with
Didn't
it, and
you
now
say
they're
that the villager
closer
got
to
his
done
news
with the
from the
original.
tavern?
With the
Well, I also
introduced
like to drink at the
6.
tavern, so I know what
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good thing because it avoids the problem of if, like, they were to focus too much on the new elements as they add them, you'd get this problem where you just never see the old elements again and they'd be incomplete. So making sure that they completed them first is a good thing.
The duck-tailed bearded crook. The whole lot of them are known around these parts.
I just don't know when they'll do a cryo catalyst user, but it's gonna probably be a while.
These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to
Hopefully not too long, but
They see it. The Scarlet King's resurrection is their
I'm
only
just waiting for
chance
some
of
people
growing the
be it
academia.
in the YouTube comments of this VOD, or
Throwing
somehow
all
in the Twitch
Sumeria
chat
into
would say like,
chaos is the only way to change the
Signora,
way of life here in the desert.
she's a cryo catalyst, you know, like,
Anyway, that's my guess why
here's
they've
what
chosen
I
to
was saying,
become radicals.
one, cryo element was her delusion,
You
and
know this
2,
place inside and out.
Signora's dead.
it's gonna be really fucking interesting if they, like, start adding dead characters as playable just for the sake of, you know,
Every more I've spent
shit
in
like
town has
that,
been a
but-
valuable investment.
It'd be
For
hard, but there was actually a
Let's
video
head out.
I seen that explains like
Now hold on,
of
you're
what,
staying right here, Sino.
in their opinion, determines a playable character or not, and
Why?
their
Our village is
theory
not
was
a
that
big
there are
place.
pretty much points where
Outsiders stand
most
out here
characters
like a
have
sore thumb.
designs that are both
I bet
visually
word about you has already gotten
appealing
out.
from both the front
The
and
desert is
back,
unforgiving,
because
so the way of
most of
life
the
here is
time when
also
you're
a
playing,
lot
you're going to see
tougher
the
than on the
backside
outside
of your
the wall.
character.
You survive on making connections out here. Compared to you, mercs like me
And
are
that
just
I can easily
third-rate
see. Like, if
amateurs.
you're looking at some of the
I've got
characters
no
here, even
actual fighting skills to
Dahab,
speak
which
of.
is not
That
confirmed
also makes
playable,
it a
but
whole
is
lot
likely
easier for
going
me
to
to
be
gain the locals'
playable.
trust.
Even she has like an appealing backside. Don't take that the wrong way.
I need to go around.
I mean, like, I wasn't gonna, but you set me up so hard.
And I stopped you, at you.
Good. Then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan.
But yeah, seriously though,
and
can
we'll
you
try
see
our best to figure
their
out where
points
the
though?
mad scholars have been taken.
Well, yeah, no, it's like you have to consider
On your own.
you have to consider the
Sounds like a plan.
I feel dumb for not having the act of play when considering a playable character.
Yeah, which is why if you look at Signora, especially in her boss fight, the most appealing part of her is the front because she has this like very long coat cape like thing in the back that completely covers her backside.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, some could argue that's appealing in its own right. I'm like, maybe, but it also is obscuring any other parts of her outfit from the back. So that makes sense why they'd likely not make her playable in that regards. Plus, I'd imagine trying to animate that, especially when running, would be a pain in the ass.
Specifically a pain in hers with that fucking dress.
That's why, like, chances are high that in that argument that while it's not confirmed, Scaramouche could be playable because even his outfit is pretty. It matches the qualifications. That and like Mihoyo for some reason likes having like things floating behind the character, be it their hair or just a part of their outfit as they walk or run. As you can see that I'm doing right now with Kokomi. Which I also realize I have not changed her wings to the right one. Let me fix that right now, because this is me personally, I like having their regional wings, the regional wings equipped to the matching region of characters.
I would just go for color palette, but thankfully that works out in this case.
What, the purple with her blue?
It's a purplish blue.
Oh, we're already going back to the city. Well, part of the city, like the gateway into the rainforest area. I'm just waiting for some people when they notice Kokomi to say like, "Why are you using Kokomi?
Sounds like
She
you're
has a
starting to get
negative
familiar with the area."
100% crit rate."
Paimon's amazed every time
My
he
reasons
sees
for
a
using
ball of
her?
Samiel.
I don't care about the crit rate for one.
Even exist.
For two,
Samiel
she's helpful in this team I have with Dendro
I know
Traveler.
what you mean. I had the same question every
And
time I
for
walked this way when I was
three,
a kid.
she's the best.
Also, why
She's
is
like the
this high
second
wall
best
here?
healer in the
Can the wall
game.
really block sandstorms?
Let's see if you can guess who the first is. And if you're going to say Barbara, no.
It was only after I grew up that I realized
It's Noel,
the
right?
wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms.
Actually, no.
It serves a more important purpose, keeping out people like us. Sumeru is
It's the
run by
4-star
wise and
Pyro
mighty
Sword character
citizens.
Bennett.
To them, us desert
Mainly
dwellers are
because
nothing but tools that can be used
A
and
lot of
discarded
people
at their
use
will.
him because it's so easy to get his
We're
burst.
cheap labor. Like
He can do
livestock,
actually
but
some
easier to
pretty
control.
decent damage
Nothing
for a
more.
healer slash support.
Even
And
if a child from the desert got the chance
while
to be in
initially
Akasha
his
Temple,
burst says like if you
almost all
have
their requests were
only heals you
knowledge
up to
denied.
70%,
the academia believes we're
to at least 70% or more of your HP before it stops healing you.
Geniuses
It
like
then gives you
Sataria
an
are
attack
one
buff
in a
once
million.
you're at
The
that
other children never get a
range
single chance to try and
that it
rewrite
stops the
their fate.
healing instead.
Even though
But
the
when you get into
academia knows
Constellation
very
1, it's
well
like,
that we're humans,
hey, let's remove that
just as they are.
70% limit on the attack buff. attack buff as soon as you do his burst. And his attack buff is based on his base
Tear down
attack.
This wall with my own hands if I could.
Yeah, there's a reason, despite being a 4-star, people call Bennett a secret 5-star.
Hey, Dia.
He's one of those characters, if you know them in gachas, that, despite being lower rarity than the considered
No, not at all.
highest
This place just gets me
characters
thinking,
around,
that's all.
he is almost on.
Besides,
He
we're
is
here
pretty
to
much
procure
on
information,
par,
aren't we?
if not above, many of those highest star characters.
Like a pseudo legendary, I'll admit, a lot of the gachas I play usually have like star upping type logic, so not too familiar with this
Our mission
concept.
started the moment we arrived.
I guess pseudo legendary is almost fitting
Let's go
because
check out the tavern.
there's some
Maybe we'll find someone
pseudo
to help.
legendaries that can easily overpower legendary Pokemon. Looking at you, Dragapult.
God, I fucking love mommy missiles.
Wait, what?
Dragapult, it launches its children out of its head. It is a mom of missiles.
Just our luck.
That
None of them
is
are here today.
weird.
You mean you don't see anyone you know?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence.
It's weird, but I love it, and apparently the Drapey do too, so like, it's not child
Finally,
abuse.
a friendly face.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land?
But yeah, something that I think you would like as well. Noelle is technically considered, I think. Actually, I don't know if she is or isn't, but she might have. I have to look at the video again, but apparently she is or is. I'm off. Honestly, I keep forgetting. They had a list of like some characters that we considered like secret 5 stars or 4 stars that should have been 5 stars, but
Hello,
I keep forgetting if Noelle
I'm
is or
Zaki.
isn't on that
Dia's,
list.
I hope she is. For one, she's really fucking cool. Two, the fact that she's one of the easier characters to get means that her 4-star ranking would be a way to give you the prestige of 5-star, while still letting it to where people who play Noelle can still like the people that just purchase Noelle effectively from the gacha system can still like be effective with her.
Edgar, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all here drinking together just a few days ago.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making ends meet these days. So, you came here to help him out?
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have muscle. They'd be a good fit for escorting the goods.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take you to him. Come with me.
What? So he's not at the hotel today?
Okay, I'm gonna try and pause this YouTube
Hey, what's up, guys? In this
video real quick. Oh no! Oh she.
What? So he's not at the hotel today?
No, unfortunately, she isn't on there, but I do think she is close to deserving it. It probably is because of how many Geo characters she requires a support of that mainly helps her hit that point. Because most of these ones, the other ones, don't need that much support to pull off what they do. They either are just that good support on their own and just help everyone else easier. Like, my former main Sucrose is considered one of those, just because of how powerful her crowd control is damage-wise, despite the longer and more energy compared to Venti.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, it definitely checks out that she's like,
Practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like
or
this?
sorry, it definitely checks out that she'd be on the list, Sucrose, considering the amount of stuff she can just do, and the way you explained it. Being capable at a 5-star level, if you dedicate a team to it, isn't the same thing as being capable at a 5-star level on your own.
Like lambs to the slaughter.
And we've been betrayed.
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the Academia to look for the missing scholars.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind was a mistake.
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you? Who do you think you are? You really thought we'd fall for your little business deal nonsense?
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds than you think. But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the Academia.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Engar, you're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of the Scarlet King despise the most.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand that the Scarlet King is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve to join us.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless rumors. Anything else I'm missing out on?
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora. Pathetic. You're all like a pack of street rats.
You're not wrong.
Jeez.
Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my friend.
Enough talking! Get him!
Alright, let's take care of these guys.
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Following orders. One with nature.
Allow me.
Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night!
Wow, okay, they're gone already. Once again, like, that's just how good Kazura is.
How could you?
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what you thought, right?
You lied in the village.
Because you figured that we'd have people watching.
Damn.
And you were stupid
Tell a
enough
lie
to fall
to
for it.
hide your
I
strength.
figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Pathetic. Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru Village?
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating.
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you let them report back.
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient and give it some time.
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house? The wide-eyed butcher, scar-riddled bandit, Paimon can't remember them all.
Thanks, Paimon.
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Edgar, the wide-eyed butcher, and Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, are the nicknames they came up with for themselves. Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So Edgar and Delavar are always rambling in the tavern about how the Scarlet King is a superior deity.
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa to some food.
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making some wild guesses based on my impressions.
Wow, what a genius idea! Well, that's an expert mercenary for ya.
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
So, that thing you were saying before, is it really true?
About what?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora, and that anyone's a friend as long as there's a profit.
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert folk?
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion and gratitude. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people unless they were truly compassionate.
Again, people, I'm not going to be
that the sages
letting people join the world.
Recently. The radicals' blind belief in the Scarlet King.
I'm going to need to remember to turn that off.
It's all the academia's trickery. But I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be hostile towards anyone who's never done anything wrong.
Dia.
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie him up and bring him to the village.
Is that just a warp to the village to make things easier?
This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch. Until then, please stand by.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aru Village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's her.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler.
Exploring the area. I kind of already explored
As for
everything.
these idiots, Let's just hope they live to see another day.
So yeah, let's... Cat. 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 Was that your reaction to me going after the cat?
What do you mean?
You're cutting out a bit.
Am I cutting out?
Wind strike.
Okay. No, it's just a lot of mic issues I can hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's these headphones I'm trying to use. They're really bad. I'm sorry. How much feedback is coming through?
I mean, I can hear you fine, just sometimes there's static or a lot of moving around.
Weird.
Hold the line.
Alright, let's... First things first. Just adjust this. Oh, wait. It's here that it wants me to do that. Reject join requests. There we go. Alright, let's talk to Deha.
Hey, Dia.
Right on time. We'll know any moment now.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the next.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great too.
Really? Thanks for that.
Oh, Cyno's here, and he's pretty early too.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
All right, let's see what we can learn.
Candace, where? Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Huh. What gave it away?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry. I'm sure everyone present would agree.
Yes, ma'am.
Damn, she just scared them.
Please, don't beat us anymore. We're gonna die.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lives of others at risk. The absurdity is mind-boggling. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family. You come here, to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal. Tell me, what would you do to you in my position?
Mercy! Please, have mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may both be desert dwellers, but there is one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of the Scarlet King will only result in war. And war serves no one. The people of Aru Village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring, but we wish to preserve our way of life. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not a responsibility that you can afford to shoulder.
We understand. We're sorry. I'll tell you everything I know. Please, just let us go.
I'm listening.
You're fixing
You might
things,
not
I'm guessing,
believe this,
dude.
but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up hearing about
Oh,
the
you're
Scarlet
just
King's
you were muted.
resurrection.
I'm guessing you were fixing things on
Some
your mic.
Mystery
Weird.
man told us that mad scholars would
Trying
make
to.
a perfect sacrifice to usher in the Scarlet King's resurrection.
I'm more or less just gonna try to stay push to talk when I ask to get
anything we wish
checked
for.
with.
Fair.
They're called Village Keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread word about the Scarlet King's resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection process. I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything. It was all him.
2.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't believe me.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
Damn. Damn.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself the Scarlet King's envoy.
I believe I may know what's going
Cover
on.
his face and wears a
Uncle
cloak.
Anpu? What do you mean?
No. No.
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from the academia. Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. I refused, insisting that they are part of our community. It strikes me now that this secretive character shares the same goal they had.
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keepers right into their hands. They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back? We aren't gonna let that happen.
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keepers?
Fucking Doctor again.
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of
More
the
and more I
academia.
hear of his actions, the more and more I
Changing their
despise him.
plans likely means they found another way to exploit.
That's a sign of a good villain. Being a horrible person.
I mean, like you said, he
Regardless,
just sees people as nothing but
Our top
experiments.
priority now is locating the village keepers.
You're right. Isak is still waiting for news on his grandpa.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Yes.
I mean, the only ones he
Pack up
doesn't
and
see
get
as
ready to
experience
leave.
likely are the fellow
You got it.
harbingers.
Candace, I'll let
he
you deal with
has.
the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
And well,
All right.
the Fatui soldiers, as long as he feels they're worthy enough to keep alive, likely, because in the manga, one that worked for him, he decided to kill off to avoid information leaks, and then used his dead corpse in an experiment. What does that say about the guy if he's willing to pretty much keep the lower members of the Fatui that aren't harbingers alive only if they're serve a worthy purpose and not at risk of leaking information? And then as soon as they're dead,
I mean, he clearly doesn't have that much respect for him.
yeah, it's pretty much like they're not experimental pawns for him until they're deemed to kill.
They're more like rooks or maybe bishops. You know, they aren't pawns, but they could be sacrificed if needs just. But either way, I definitely also feel like, while for the most part the Fatui might not be opportunities to him, they all have their own agenda. At the end of the day, him helping with... I'm horrible at these names. Like, the one trying to be God right now.
Scaramouche.
Yeah.
You come from?
But we don't know if he's helping
Him helping with
Scaramouche
Scaramouche
or not.
Well, as you can see,
If he is, it's probably just because he wants to see if it'll work, so he can do it himself but better.
And now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? Where have you
I mean,
been
we don't
anyway?
know every harbinger's personal agenda. Like, the only ones we do know right now is Scaramouche's and Child's, which Child's is very simple. He just wants to be at the top of the world in terms of strength.
Hey, what's with the silence?
Which is
You
why
never
he
think things through
likes
before
fighting
asking questions.
opponents stronger than
I'm
him.
giving you some time to make up for that.
And why he considers the Traveler both his most worthy adversary and a friend he can trust. It's why a lot of people say Child is a villain by association with the Fatui Harbingers. But he's more of an anti-hero than a full-on villain.
Well, You've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole
A
time.
good old anime protagonist. Hey,
The village to investigate.
if you can punch me hard enough in the face, we'll be best
You
friends.
plan to leave Aru village and keep searching for the truth of this matter, yes?
Type logic.
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here, so we thought that we might as well.
That, and he cares about his family. Like, like one of his youngest brothers that thinks he's a toy that he runs a toy making operation. Instead, he even like whispers to the traveler inside that he doesn't. That while his parent, like the older members of his family, know of the darker politics that he works around, he wants to keep the innocence of the younger ones as much as possible.
All Hatham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived.
Which is very respectable for sure.
Bold of you to question our choices.
Like, I don't know, I like the fact that he's like, hey, listen, I can get my hands dirty if I need to, but those are fucking kids, man.
I had my own work to do, which I've now finished.
Let him think I'm an accountant or something.
To be honest, we aren't.
Which is
really
why it's
a
funny in
team,
his
so
story
I have
that
no
almost each
obligation
time
to
he takes his
inform
little
you of
brother
my
around for certain things, especially when he's
Not
like
to
giving a
mention that going
speech
separate
to
ways allowed me to find some important information that
new
you all had
Fatui
missed.
recruits. He then like tries to alter his words a bit in front of his brother, which confuses
What
him.
did you learn?
And they're like, what's
I'm
going
going
on?
But before that,
Maybe you shouldn't have brought your siblings to take your
No, it's like the thing, like
brother to work.
the traveler brings it because the younger brother wants to see his older brother in that, believing what he thinks it is.
in other words, do you truly believe
Okay,
every single
that
word
is
the villagers tell us?
And Charles
more
is like
hilarious.
thrown off because he did not expect it. He's not mad about it, but he's just like, oh.
You mean some of them lied?
We are going to conquer the market.
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying.
It's
Again,
why one of my
these
favorite scenes,
people
like,
have their reasons.
after
Remember what Candace said.
tiring himself out
Most people
in a
Aru
fierce
village don't necessarily
battle
care which
against
deity is
some
in charge of Sumeru.
ruined guards while making his
That's
brother
because
think he's
whether
playing
the
hide and
Scarlet King or the
seek,
Dendro
so
Archon
his
has
brother's
power
not
is of
seeing the
little
fighting.
significance to them.
He then hides in
By
a place
contrast,
that
the
only the
perils of
traveler
their
is able to
daily lives
find
are
at the moment.
ever-present concerns.
And
They won't simply share
Wow.
everything they
and
know
no,
with you without good
and
reason.
one of the options you have
That's why you
is
believed there was no
asking the
further
child, like, if
information
he's
to be
not
found in
concerned
this
that
village.
the traveler is gonna just take his life right there and then, and
Glad you're following
yeah.
along. Among those you have talked to,
Child
there's
even
someone who
comments
was
knowing that
consciously
you're
keeping
looking
you
for
out
your
of the
own sibling.
In fact,
By
she's been
saying like
observing your every move since
you
you
wouldn't
arrived.
do that to
The reason
someone
being,
else at
to
risk of
someone who
making
only
the
wants to live their life in peace,
sibling feel
any external
upset.
factors introduce unpredictability
And
into the
thing is, like,
equation.
he's right. He may be weakened, but you would not. But he knows you would not do something that drastic.
Don't change the subject.
Especially during a game of hide and seek. Like, come on, that's
Well, it was a fake
just
game
rude.
of hide and seek because he didn't want
No,
his
I-
brother to
I-
see the fighting.
Right.
No, I know I'm being obnoxious.
I mean, the mad scholars.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not
You know-
familiar with what goes on at night.
I wonder, have we gotten any Genshin crossovers with, because,
She made
like,
a point of
we have a
denying
few things
all
crossing over into
anything that occurs at night.
Genshin already.
The only thing we
Or
have
at the very least,
towards them.
was
PlayStation
that
1.
Horizon
Strange.
Horizon
They've
Zero
helped me in
Dawn.
the
That was the
past.
only thing we had
If it
so
weren't for
far.
them, my house would have collapsed long
Yeah,
ago.
I'm just wondering if we'll see Genshin export its characters
After speaking to
to other
village
things.
chief, it became
knows?
Like,
clear
imagine
that
seeing
village
Traveler
keepers had
on.
protected Aru village at night. In other words, the young
I
miss was very much awake
do want to
during
see
that
more
time.
crossovers, but they'd have to make more deals. And it has to be fitting for the
By getting involved with an
world.
outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to
Yeah,
As for why
Like,
she might
I'm
be so
pretty sure
worried about
everyone
this,
is like,
maybe you
oh
should
man,
ask her.
imagine if they added Link,
Pass on this
but
one.
Nintendo
You said that you
Nintendo didn't even want to be in Fortnite when
so,
every
it's
other
best if we
company's
stay out of
gunning
this.
for that. So like, plus it isn't even on the or on their console.
They're still trying to get it on. They just don't have a confirmed date.
Well, yeah, no, they're trying, but
Like
for now, let's just.
From what I understand personally, it is a case of likely they try to make it work on the console because this was made in the Unity engine, and well, if things sometimes take a while to load if you rush too far ahead, even on the PS4, I don't know how it is on PC or PS5. I dread how it's gonna look on PS5. Not PS5.
Yeah, plus the Switch is.
Switch. I meant Switch, not PS5.
Yeah.
PS5 will probably be fine.
Yeah, the Switch is just like. It is just not a powerful console.
A lot of people underestimate how overestimate its power.
You'll get the answers you want.
It's not
Go
that
on.
powerful.
Earn her trust.
It is a very powerful handheld.
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something. Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better?
So I think I fixed it, but tell me if no, the feedback's still coming.
No. I was talking to the game. So
that was just my bad.
That was just unfortunate timing. Yeah, it sounds a little better so far.
That's good.
Similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to talk to you, even though I do have some reservations. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask something like this. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah, we came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really residents of any one nation. But even so, we've met lots of people from different places.
Yeah, like Candace said, the resurrection of the Scarlet King would only bring about war, which war is not good for anyone.
Them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Oh, Hatham told us you have your reasons. It's okay. We understand.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in the Scarlet King. I don't belong to either side, and neither side would want me.
Speaking of which, the Radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes no difference what I say or how I behave. I'll always be suspected of having ulterior motives. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. All I want is to live my life in peace.
So true that
And
some
then it
people just are so
The village keepers
close-minded
who had
they
helped me
refuse to see
disappeared with
anything
no
but what they
explanation,
believe in.
and I didn't dare breathe a word about it to anyone.
Yeah,
Until now.
that's just the human condition.
You can tell them.
I have nothing against
sure
it, but
keep your
against
secret.
when stories do that. I get when some people probably don't like it.
I'll tell you what I told Al
To me, like, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way
I
to like
actually
present
have
the
a sharper sense of
message.
hearing than most.
But just like the message
Sometimes
itself that was right here,
hear
some people are so
strange crying
closed-minded that
sounds
say
in the
like,
night.
we don't want real-world messages in our
Perhaps.
Video
I'm not
games. We just
sure.
want to be entertained and get away from the real world.
Definitely the sound of crying.
Media, be
It comes
it
from
movies,
far
games,
away in
or
the distance,
books,
and
with
always
real world
carries
messages can
very
open
raw
people's
emotion.
eyes more if
It's
done
getting louder
right.
and more frequent.
Well, here's also the thing. If you read deep enough into literally any piece of media, even Baby Fucking Shark on Netflix, there's a goddamn lesson to be learned to apply to the real life, even if it's
Also have
be
someone
nice to
good ear,
people.
and he's heard similar sounds at night.
And unfortunately, not a lot of people
But
want to be nice
because
to
we're in the
people.
middle of a desert, he would rather believe
Yeah,
that they are the cries
and
of
so it's
innocent
like,
ghosts.
so many people that say, I don't want messaging in my games,
There's really
are
nothing
more or
to
less
about,
ignorant to the
except
to the
for one
messaging in the games
capital
that they
not far
like.
from the village.
Like, there are so many people that will
I think
criticize
they used to
games for
use it
being
train Eleazar,
political,
but
and
it's
then
been banned
rate
for
up
years.
how Final Fantasy VII is one of the best JRPG stories ever told. You know, the one with a...
I'm thinking you're telling this to the one that doesn't think Final Fantasy VII is one of the best JRPGs around. Like,
I definitely think...
I like
definitely
it's
think
more.
it's a-
I like its side stories like Crisis Core and its add-on stories like Crisis Core more and Dirge of Cerberus.
I definitely need to check those out, but all I know is that I definitely dig Final Fantasy VII's story because of a lot of the more overt anti-capitalist messages. Like, Shinra is literally the end result of what we will eventually become if we don't do anything.
I mean, I know a lot of people hate capitalism, but I'm gonna be. I have no easy way to say this other than it could be worse. Capitalism's literally.
Oh no, it's not. It's not inherently.
It's the lesser of the three economic cool ones that we could take.
And like, if you don't mind me getting very overt here, it's not inherently just capitalism. It's just the way America does it. Other countries are like, hey, yeah, we're gonna give healthcare to our citizens and education to them as well. What the fuck do you think we are?
Is this the place?
It's just the way that we handle things here in the States.
But also, I say like there is some companies who do legit handle it well.
Well, no, yeah, there are plenty that do their part. The problem is there aren't enough, and it's definitely not the majority.
And because there's so many corrupt ones around some of the good intentions of, and I mean no offense to anyone here, because I can understand some of their doubts, but a lot of people who like doubt the legit good intentions and think they're just putting on a face, which is sometimes true, or they aren't really going to do anything despite what they say, and they're just lying up their backs.
Oh yeah, no, that's like
again, like that is true. That does happen. I'm not denying that does happen, but I'm also saying like we should at least give some of them a chance. Like that's why the phrase "innocent till proven guilty" still applies.
Yeah, nah, I'm a little hesitant to go as far as to say that's the case, if only because it's like. But even if you don't want to take things at face value, there has to become a point where you're willing to accept the good things people are trying to do.
He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one.
So like, hopefully things can get better, but we'll only see that with time.
We have humanity has the power to do it. But yeah, like again, like that's just me though. For 7, I don't like the base story. That's the reason I say like, in terms of the PS1 era Final Fantasy games, 9, no argument, is the best.
I mean, like, I admit I need to replay like,
Patience.
or
Shawnee
I
says
need
she only hears the crying at night.
like
We
I
have time to burn. Until then,
definitely respect it, and I definitely aren't gonna, and I'm definitely not gonna argue against it.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read? What are you reading? Let Paimon see.
okay, sure.
You cut it a bit there, but you said you respect that 9.
I respect what I respect what I know of 9 enough to be like, yeah, it's probably at least up there. Like,
The problem with why a lot of people discard 9 out of the PS1 era is because of its childish look. Of how cartoonish
It's just
and childish all the characters look in appearance.
bruh.
But the story is fucking dark.
You got that?
Yeah. Plus, I mean, like, in a roundabout way, there's non-binary representation in the game.
Kina?
And I just think that's, like, bare minimum, that's neat. That a game from the 90s did that.
Yeah, I like the message of like finding your purpose in life that Final Fantasy 9 has.
Yeah.
What was that sound?
There it is.
I mean, one of the big things about Final Fantasy... Sorry, just going back to it because it's what I know. One of the big problems with Final Fantasy VII's story is that a lot of the interesting parts of it aren't the focus for enough of the game. Like...
It's like focused on the first
It's from below.
bit, but the moment like Sephiroth gets into the picture, it changes that focus. And this is what I'm gonna say. I know it was it, but Sephiroth's the best villain in video game history. Here's my argument from a writing perspective. If you take all the compilation games to build up Sephiroth's entire story, he's a tragic hero and an interesting character, sure. But look at only Final Fantasy VII on its own. He's a god-awful villain.
Let's keep exploring.
Like, he is an interesting if they would have doubled down on this aspect, he is an interesting representation of, like, the fault in, I'm trying to find the right way to phrase it, but basically a lot of what explains Sephiroth in the game is just a series of different shit Shinra did. And so, like, if they would have poised Shinra as a bigger part of his character in the game, instead of trying to make it seem like people try to argue, no, Genova's the real villain, but what the fuck did Genova do? Like, yeah,
Genova
people
really didn't do anything. Like, all... And sorry, I'm going to discuss a little bit.
No, that's good.
This one could just word. The whole thing with Sephiroth is that he was originally a actual human-born son of Lucrezia and Dr. Hojo. Hojo pretty much wanted to do a Genova experiment by injecting Genova's cells into a yet-to-be-born child, which was gonna be Sephiroth. And his mom, being a scientist herself, was originally okay with it. And the only reason she married Hojo, as a note, was because she felt bad about having feelings for Vincent Valentine back during his time as a Turks member. because some of her research that she was doing accidentally killed Vincent's father. So she was so feeling guilt and wanted to distance herself away from him further in her research, which pushed her down that path of agreeing to experiments only for her while the cells were in her womb. Her getting visions of what Sephiroth was gonna do in the future.
Yeah, no, it's like...
And then when he was born, he was taken away from her, so he never got to know his real mother. And that's why he believes his mother was Jenova.
Jenova. Also, the fact that Sephiroth, or that this aspect of Sephiroth's character is completely fucking optional in the main story of Final Fantasy VII, despite being like a pretty damn revealing aspect of it. It's just like, where the fuck was the focus in the writing?
Who knows? But again, like, this is why I say, like, if you want to know who I think the real villain of Final Fantasy VII is, as a whole, it's not Sephiroth, it's not Jenova, it's Hojo.
I mean, I would say it's Shinra as an organization, but if you want to pick the blame on one character, it's Hojo.
I mean, he is a Shinra scientist, but he was also the most radical of all of them, like the most extreme.
True.
That the one that pretty much is like doesn't care about all the risks. Yet they did fund him regardless of that.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like bare minimum. Hojo is the biggest representation of Shinra's like corporate greed, and you could argue that like he is the head of all of the bad things that happen. Plus, in Cloud's lowest moment as a character, he like has this thing where he's begging Hojo to give him a number, and I think that that's also indicative of Hojo's importance, because like the fact that the main character also happens to have a connection to the villain is good, because like his connection with Sephiroth is
No.
coincidental at best.
Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life.
But yeah, like that's why I'm looking forward to actually the remake of Crisis Core, because Crisis Core is a fun game, and I can no longer play it because my PSP's battery charger is broken and the battery in my PSP is dead, so I might as well get it for a different console now.
I would say it is actually getting ported to Switch, but you own real consoles, so don't.
No,
it'll probably run like ass.
They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was
But apparently it is going to be an actual port. Like, I've been trying to read all the fine print, and there's nothing about a cloud version.
That is one
It is an actual port from what I know.
It looks like they were in a
I'm still mad about that Kingdom Hearts business.
No, a lot of people are too. Like, if it was 3, I would understand. If it was just 3, I would understand it.
Even if it was just 2.8 and 3, because, like, yeah, Dream Drop Distance Remake could probably still run on a Switch, but I guess you have that tech demo for 3 that you would want to include in there.
And
so, like,
cutscenes for and that cutscene movie of Crossback.
Well, those could be pre-rendered. No, I'm not gonna count that one. Those could be pre-rendered to put on Switch. Like, yeah, having them in engine is impressive, but also Kingdom Hearts 3 is out. You don't need that part. Like, you don't need that technical showcase part.
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting the same way.
Correct. The academia is behind all of this. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Aru village. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course, through rounding up the scholars, they were actually helping the academia. As well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the academia. All the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto the Scarlet King's followers. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Beneath the surface, feelings of desperation are widespread. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better.
Kind of think of the academia was behind everything here with the Scarlet King as well, the false spread of it.
Even
But
if complications arise,
that way, if
people will
anything,
see that
but
those
the way
who
of
are
how
all
they did, if
followers of
anything
the
went
Scarlet
wrong,
King and look for no
they could
further
easily just throw the
explanation than
blame
differences of
on
belief.
the desert
A deep-seated
dwellers
mistrust of the desert
and the
everyone
radical
in it by
followers
the
of the
rest of
Scarlet
Sumeru will make sure of that.
King.
The
and
notion of
come
an
off as
academia plot
innocent.
wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy,
Which is
but it
one of
is
those
what
groups that
wonders
they've had
under
a dirty
Sumeru's
hand in
current
there, but
circumstances.
they've done it, played it so well that
Makes a lot of sense.
the side group they have,
with the
they
village
manipulated to
chief's
do
hearing,
the work
too.
for them. They can then
But
just
There's still
put
one very
label as the
important
blame
question.
to clean their
Wasn't
hand.
it the academia that brought the scholars to Aru village in the first place? Why does it want them back now?
Throughout this process, one thing has changed: the scholars' identity. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons. An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question. If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
Resource? For what exactly?
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsules.
Extracted? You mean canned knowledge comes from people's brains?
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, it's entirely possible. Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night, when no one is watching them.
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Paimon doesn't even
Even Paimon doesn't want to think about it.
I'm the Academia's scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. But something went wrong in the process. Or perhaps his curiosity got the better of him, and he used such a capsule for himself.
Paimon's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's brain?
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they turn to. However, I can't help but wonder, what do they seek to gain from divine knowledge? The Academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge, but what is their ultimate goal? I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail. It seems like my way of thinking is too different from theirs.
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden stuff?
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested
I'm
in
just trying to
gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry.
It's all good, dude.
Extracting from people as if they were lifeless objects.
Shit's going down.
Of academic progress, then the Academia may as well shut its doors.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The Academia's actions run contrary to their rules. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its boundaries. If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will be destroyed. This matter needs to be corrected. just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more restrictive than that. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. What do you plan to do about that? Save every last person?
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. I do what I want. The Divine Knowledge Capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take action for the sake of a few strangers.
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the academia, but you're not one of them. You're their weirdo.
You're probably right. Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out. Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only Miss Shani had a similar mindset, her life would definitely be a lot easier.
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. There's nothing more to it than that. He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru Village.
What? New meal? New mail? What's this new mail? Well, that's some useful Primo gems then. I have enough to do 110 roll if I want to, but again, like, to save for Albedo or to just at least do one for Isiano. That is definitely a question.
The wind knows me. Wind Strider. Time to go. Time to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure what could make this desert more interesting, honestly. For me, I probably like, and honestly, I would probably welcome something that's like equivalent to like Dragon Spine.
Damn.
And I dislike Dragon Spine personally.
Yeah, I know, but even then, it's like it would at least be an improvement.
Like, I don't care if it's like Pyro version Dragon Spine, or if they do something like actual like a Geo version that's with all like sandstorms and such. I really think like that it could work. Like, like instead of taking damage, just being the sandstorm can lower your stats or call it. Oh shit! Hold on, I might have. Oh crap!
What up?
video capture device just got lost.
Oh. Oh! Have we been offline this whole time?
No, it just accidentally.
Just video?
I accidentally bumped the video. Shoot.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to put it back up.
Yeah, no, take your time, but...
What the... Oh, no.
Oh?
Oh, no, now now... Okay, there we go. We're good. We're good. We're back. I think you can see it as well. Can you see it as well?
Let me check.
Oh. That's somehow even maybe... You didn't even
Oh. Your stream's... Oh, there it is.
I'm aware.
Yeah, it's there.
Who's this?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless, he's one of the people we're trying to find.
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar Hospital served as the Academia's site for extracting divine cant knowledge.
Yep, pretty much.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru Village, since divine cant knowledge has been in circulation for a while now. Yet, they fled once we were headed to the village, almost as if they knew we were on their trail. Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the Academia.
Huh? Are our friendships that shallow?
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words very carefully.
It is simply a logical inference. I have my reasons.
So what you're saying is... Sino's the mole. Interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Al-Haytham, since you were always acting alone.
I know. You have a point, but I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available, including the less than savory details. Simply put, the Academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect them to take precautions against you?
What?
If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The Academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The Academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you. Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha Day. On this day, the Academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I remember seeing the thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day, preferred methods of enacting judgment, everything.
You're saying that the Academia entered my information into the Akasha too? But what's the point in doing that? My actions aren't important enough to be added into the Akasha.
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow, your destination. It knew all of this.
It predicted my every move.
The
An
Academia has
unwilling
been
mole, it
watching you
sounds
longer
like.
than you think.
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strongly that he's actually a thorn in their side. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the Academia. They need scholars who are easily pliable and mindlessly go after anything they can profit from. Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a trustworthy ally you are.
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for safety after danger passes.
Oh, so that's how it is! Paimon gets it now! If the Academia is trying to avoid Sino, then the safest place would be... Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going.
Oh my god, Paimon's getting smarter. That's a
Let's
scary
go.
thought.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After him! Please, wait! I want to go too!
You want to go too?
Getting smarter or revealing herself?
I want to find
Probably
Grandpa.
both.
I promise I'll be careful and not cause any trouble.
Everyone?
Paimon is way too sus to not be the final boss. Like, I think I caught her venting once. Or maybe it was with
Oh
Fenty.
my god, really?
Sorry, the pun presented itself.
Like, I'm sorry, like,
Feels like
okay, I'm burnt out from Among Us. I'm tired of it, along with many others. Like, it's been played to death.
Oh no!
It's not fun anymore.
I mean, I don't even play the game. I just like the memes. The swag never stops.
Yeah. But you do agree, like, it's been played to death at least.
I mean, like, they've updated it to maybe be different enough to be worth going back to, but I sincerely doubt it just due to how stretch thin it was when it's first, like, even from the first update. I'm at least glad that Inner Sloth is raking in the money from it, though. Maybe we'll get a Henry Stickmin game out of it, like another one.
I think they're done with that.
I mean, they're done with the main plot line. They could reboot or something. I don't fucking know. I want a point-and-click adventure.
Henry Stickmin in VR.
Okay, that would be obnoxious, hard to do, and amazing. You know, VR games are actually ripe to be like, to have point-and-click adventure type things.
I need to play my VR again. I haven't had the chance.
So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village,
I forgot you even owned it. Do you have, like... Which one do you got?
Oculus 2. Oculus Quest
Oh,
2.
nice.
I know the desert like the back of my hand. Is that because you play here a lot? Yep. One
I'm
time,
really hoping there's
Grandpa
no
almost
act
got lost in the
5.
desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
By the way,
Is it...
the fact we haven't gotten anywhere close to the weekly
something here.
boss at the end
What's this?
is
It's
very uncertain.
Yeah.
Let's roll up our sleeves and do some work.
I mean... At least it means that they won't rush the conclusion.
But at point means I might have to do another
So,
big one.
Another stream.
Whatever's down there
Another
looks
stream,
like it's
and
very
I
deep.
don't know if work would like me trying to take
These are likely
the day
fragments
off
of an Academia
of
developed
the
device, something akin to a headset. Looks like there were more than one village keeper.
first of
Next
November,
up.
They must have
of
been
Nova
escorted this way
of the
because
1st
there
of
are device
November
fragments
after I
scattered
got
around
the day
here.
off for the
Let's split up
31st
and
to
search
do
the area.
Luigi's Mansion.
Chances are that we'll find other things
Ah.
nearby.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth a try, I guess, but I don't want to abuse too many day off requests.
I feel that.
We're searching for? Looks kind of scary.
It's one of those, like, no harm in
This
trying,
is
but you
definitely
also
a
don't want
device
to
used to
abuse
extract
it too
divine
much.
knowledge.
How did it
Of
get
course.
buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan. They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what? Grandpa, I hope you're okay. Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they left fairly recently.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been entirely covered by sand, I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring. But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too? Ugh, of course it is.
Paimon, shut up with the complaints.
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need me to...
I knew it. That's our Dia.
Dia? Why would you? Dia! Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? Why are you on their side?
Well, look who's here. Ain't that something?
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village.
So, this is the great General Mahamatra. Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself. I have the means and methods, and my ideals are far more admirable than theirs.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting the Scarlet King. Once our Lord of Old returns to this land, we will have a new beginning.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in a ruler?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort, my soul will always carry this conviction.
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring the Scarlet King back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life. Even if the chance of success is 1 in a million, we must be willing to give everything we have.
Even if it'll expose you to the Academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremites, which you've worked so hard for all these years?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine here. All you see now is cracks in this desiccated land. But fate has finally dealt me a hand to play against the Academia. With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the Academia's forces and fight our way beyond the wall of Samiel.
Ridiculous. Think about it. The Academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your powers are negligible in comparison. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the Academia, but neither of them are as arrogant as you are.
They look more like pawns of the Academia to me. Why would I listen to anything the people of Greater Lord Rukkhadevada have to say? Filthy traitors. Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed the Scarlet King. We desert dwellers will never trust the likes of you.
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hostile. Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the Academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the Academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe, and will be a much greater asset to you.
Wait, you can't be serious.
So,
What?
you want to trade places with the hostages?
What's up?
do you?
Altheum's trading places with the
Any wise person
hostages?
will gladly accept my offer.
I mean, self-sacrifice and all that jazz.
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars, perhaps even find out the truth.
Think you can talk me over with that confident look of yours?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces against the Academia.
You are the scribe. What do you have against the Academia?
Not all desert dwellers believe in the Scarlet King, and the same applies to the Academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the Academia's way of doing things?
You Academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of that wall. I've made myself clear enough. I won't listen to another word from the Dendro Archon's people.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision, right?
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but what about me? Do you trust me?
We've known each other for years. Of course I do.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm.
What?
Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the Academia, you need to steel yourself. You can't be afraid.
An arm from the Flame Mane. You've piqued my interest. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs. The mercs don't tend to live long unless they have their wits about them.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keepers together.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate! He just wants to make things more difficult!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman, I'm holding up my end of the deal here. You'd better not let me down.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
Oh dear.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
What? She's just not.
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the desert at noon tomorrow.
Okay, good lord, that was tense.
Yeah, damn. I legitimately thought they were gonna do it. I mean, like,
it would have shut up the people that said this game is childish. It's like, yeah, there's no blood, but that does not mean it's childish. It's pretty dark, especially what's been going on in this chapter.
yeah. Fucking the balls to cut it so close too, like. I think it went just far enough to where you legitimately have the imagery in your head before they cut it off.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more where they came from. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there. Wiping them out would do more harm than good.
As you wish.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened. I should have
So she was just getting information. She was not a traitor.
I promised you I'd help find your grandfather.
Felt that it was more complicated than just her betraying us.
You just might be scholar material.
Because Dia does not seem like the traitor type.
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful in research.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to the village and rest up. Today was just a trial run. Noon tomorrow is gonna be the hard part.
Yeah, let's see how things go. Let's just go straight to the next day. Row one's at 6. Oh, that's not that far. Yeah, I wouldn't want kids playing this since simulated gambling with the rolls.
I mean, that's a different topic altogether, but yeah, no. Like, gacha is gambling, and
Looks like we have everyone
the fact that
Are you sure you
God,
come
the
with
fact
us?
that like the fact that so many countries are legitimately hearing out arguments against that is asinine to me.
Okay, let's go then.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday. No more of that today, understood? Or I'll be very upset with you.
Fine.
I like.
Time to go.
Dia. I want to see when she's playable, because I already know from Act 2 that she uses a claymore, and you can see the pyro vision on her. I know people want to say we have 3 pyro claymore users already. Why do we need another one?
Because it's fucking cool.
Time to go.
I mean, yeah. I mean, needless to say, we need to say also we have 3 hydro catalyst users, so that argument also of like it's too many is out the window. Yeah, that area is actually farther away. Let's see if let's just teleport closer. Oh, jeez, that's far. Be like, look at those things right there. Like, those could be perfect for mounts in the desert.
Dude, that would be so fucking cool. And like, get a little closer.
I mean, there's one right here that's not.
Yeah, it's adorable too. Like a little, like a pudgy armadillo.
Oh, hi!
They even carry things already.
Ow, ow, ow.
That hurts.
Scatter! Wind strike!
I'm sorry, like, that one was not leaving me alone. I know I killed it and that was horrible, but it was not leaving me alone.
Time to go.
What was I supposed to do?
Let it.
Let it
Like,
kill me?
One with nature.
If a cat ever tried to feast on my guts, I'd let it. It's too cute to kill.
You sir are a madman.
Yes.
The wind knows me. Into the wind. One with nature.
Oh my god, oh shoot, I'm stuck in this. There we go, fine, I'm out. Oh my god! Oh my god, I just want to get to that quest!
Time to go.
Let me out of this bloody thing!
Singe knows me.
Oh shit, what now? Oh my god, really, game? Let me out of here, please. Oh my god. Yes. No. Yes. Fuck you!
Time to go.
It's like I just wanted to get that stupid Dendronculus and then
God, I love invisible mazes. They're the best thing at any game ever.
No, fuck invisible mazes. Don't even get me started on the ones in Star Fox Adventures.
Oh my god.
Try and tell me I'm wrong, that one was horrible.
I mean, like,
before us.
I can't even tell you you're right, because I haven't played Adventures, but, like, invisible mazes in general are horrible, so I'm inclined to agree on principle.
Although, you brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of them?
Rahman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair, don't you think? And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already a huge compromise on my part. Don't you think you've asked enough?
You stay right there!
What do you think you're doing? Don't you see this blade here?
You coward. Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second. It's a earthquake!
Wait. What on earth? That does not seem like the grandpa. But was that Nahida taking over again? I know she's pretty much held prisoner by the doctor right now, but
This day's going just great.
What a nuisance.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected us. It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the remains of Lesser Lord Kusanali's power inside the scholar's body. The Dendro Archon. The present one.
Grandpa? Grandpa? Oh no. He's getting confused again.
Hey, look around you.
There used to be a temple here?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these underground structures. The symbols on the gate belong to the Scarlet King's civilization. This structure must be ancient. Over time, the sandstorms completely buried it and left it in the state we see now. It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise the Scarlet King!
What's he doing here? And his men too?
They must have fallen down here with us. Pretty lucky if you ask me. Most of them seem in really bad shape. Except for him. He got off lightly.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord has shown us the way to his sacred palace.
He's not actually gonna go in there, is
I
he?
think he is, Paimon.
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, remnants of the Scarlet King's civilization appear. 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be a shame not to witness them both.
Paimon thought you weren't interested in gods.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being, or creature, you could say. New discoveries are always worth investigating. Whether they have anything to do with gods is neither here nor there.
Raman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here. The Scarlet King will take care of his people. Right now, I'm going inside.
Time to go.
Oh, this is... Wait, hold on, is this... Oh, no, this is something else. Okay, well, then we go then. Well, let's see how this goes. This is interesting, though. I haven't done a dungeon like this for a while. You in the story.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside. Yet, it flows with energy inside.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Raman.
Huh? Me?
Do you see another Raman here?
Are you mocking me? What do you mean, sir?
Interpret it however you want, but there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from the Scarlet King civilization, the energy that flows in here is that of the Dendro Archon.
Whatever you say, it's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic journey.
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore this whole area to find an explanation.
Well, then let's begin exploring. There we go. That should open that. That. Honestly, this is a pretty interesting area so far, but I'm trying to figure out what
Time to go.
is going to be going on here. This is a remnant of the Scarlet King, but the power in here is of the Dendro Archon.
Hold the line!
You can't run!
Into the wind. Propagate!
It would be an interesting, if maybe weird, plot twist if the Dendro Archon and Scarlet King were the same being at different points in their life. Something, a decent way to create peace between the people.
Who knows? All I know is like the former one has no, the current one has no connection, but who knows anything about the former one?
Lights out. Allow me.
And up we go.
Clouds high. The birds.
And let's just show off the power of Kokomi. Those mushrooms have legs.
Scatter! Wind strider.
Let's see. Oh, I see what I'm going to do here now. This one. That's interesting. I'm going to have to do first. Call the elevator down. And then call it back up and jump on this.
Judgment! Rest and rebuild!
One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my... Scatter!
Covenant of the deep! Ha! Hold the line!
Hey, I saw that there.
Let's move out.
Oh. This is interesting. So, guess back down on this. I mean, this is just gonna take me back to where I was before, wasn't it? Or not? This is.
Oh, now that's a sight to see. The Scarlet King's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of the Scarlet King.
How's a vortex? So where are we going now? Wait! That's the tree.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, it looks so beautiful.
That's the Ermine soul. It's not confirmed if your theory is correct or not, just because we saw the tree, but...
There's more evidence in there.
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
A tomb.
These are Scarlet King runes.
They left something behind. Yes. It's an elegy written in an ancient script.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration.
You can read ancient Scarlet King script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The elemental energy here is too concentrated. The scent of life. Is it trying to tell us something?
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from the Scarlet King's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone to see.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rules?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, I'd prefer you to see this for yourself. You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. The Scarlet King brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping the Scarlet King to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
The Scarlet King sacrificed themselves?
Shit.
The priest's memories.
No, impossible.
Greater Lord.
So, I fucking love the fact that, like, all these animations that they use have such wonderful imagery.
We're never enemies at all.
It's
Just in the way that they, like, transition.
This doesn't make any sense. The Dendro Archon's followers.
Sorry, I interrupted.
They're clearly.
It seems like any god that was said to have died by the hands of one of the current Archons actually didn't.
It's almost like most of the current Archons haven't met the originals.
No, I meant like the Scarlet King sacrificed himself, and there was a god of Salt that was theorized to have been killed by Rex Lapis, the real Archon.
You might be
but
distrustful of the Akasha.
no, apparently her
There's
own
no
people
reason for you to
betrayed
doubt the
her.
Scarlet King's technology.
Ah.
You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
That's what you meant by that.
I've never heard about any of this before.
At least
The
this guy,
surviving
he's
followers of the
starting to believe the
Scarlet King
truth.
all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not make mistakes. We refused to believe any of the rumors. The Scarlet King's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization. It was all Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's doing. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us humans. Fighting, feuding, double-crossing each other to survive in the desert.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his last words with my own eyes, ears, and heart, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to believe that after all these years, all this time seeking revenge, suddenly now my enemy is my savior?
Rahman, that's enough.
He's
Give
having
it
a hard
rest.
time admitting
You're
it,
starting
though.
to make a fool of yourself.
I mean, he
Dia, tell
clearly believes it, but he
my
just doesn't
Eremites
know
and
what to do now.
fighting for?
You can't really,
He can't really
he knows
fully
that it's the
accept it yet.
truth. Yeah, but he doesn't know what to do with himself about it.
How you doing?
I'll live. Thanks. I should probably go. Can't just stay here forever.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed of everything I've done. You'll get everything you're asking for. But please, give me some time. After everything that's happened here today, somehow I need to explain it to the others.
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. Dia, this is where our camp's located. Make a note of it.
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow, I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your your village keepers. We'll share our other resources with you too.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy is the sages.
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for all this that need to face the consequences
Yep,
of their
the
actions.
sages are the true enemy.
That must have been rough. But he seems to have figured things out now.
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert is no easy feat. It's too bad he was held back by his belief in the Scarlet King. But now that that's changed, I guess we have a few more people on our side.
The outcome, at least, is favorable.
We should get going too. Let's head back, have a proper meal, and a nice long sleep. We'll need all our energy tomorrow. Sino, we're leaving!
Stop yelling.
Wow, like that is... Oh, now it wants me to go to the Emirites hideout already?
Hell yeah.
Where... Oh, there it is. It's... not that far. Okay, what's gonna go wrong this time? Because we still need to see the possible end or see if there's gonna be an Act 5. I'm not gonna be upset.
For your sake, it's the ending, but
I'm not upset. I will not be upset because I'm grateful for how much content we've had. But it's just like, oh my god, there's just so much. Hello. And honestly, getting more of these Dendroculuses could prove helpful. Because I want, before the finale, because I want to strengthen the Traveler as much as possible for Dendro.
fair enough considering how fucking baller they are.
Ramon, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru village shortly.
I guess all I can say now is thanks for agreeing to help.
Ah, don't mention it. I think we can both agree you went to hell and back for it. But we share a common cause now. From here on out, we're allies.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them. Follow me.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
been all over the desert trying to find you.
That's right.
Yeah, Sino's pissed.
General Mahamatra? No, no. Make it quick, please. Swift and painless.
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turned pale like they've seen a ghost.
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all this by ourselves.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise, I'll have to resort to other methods.
Damn.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently. Why? What are they trying to accomplish?
They, wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Don't play dumb. You know what I'm really asking. They extract divine canned knowledge. Then what?
I really don't know how to explain it.
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry.
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Let's see, is this gonna be...
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything. You're serious, aren't you?
Yep.
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them and to the people of Sumeru. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, scholarly breakthroughs have been few and far between. The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the...
Of course, it was fucking him!
A Gnosis, and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research facilities. The doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, everyone's expression changed. He asked them, do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite humanoid puppet. After that, they harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus Festival Samsara, maximizing the Akasha's output. With the doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis and convert it into a divine core. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen, they needed a huge quantity of divine canned knowledge.
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries, but to no avail. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that implies, Scribe Alhaitham. If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, it's the source of the God of Wisdom's omniscience and omnipotence.
You must have noticed by now. The Academia
I hate when dialogue choices feel like they continue off each other.
Control over knowledge and wisdom that matters. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that burns in their blood. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. For the sages, their only source of hope is the existence of a deity who embodies the acme of wisdom. This is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars, The absence of a god of wisdom means stumbling in the darkness for the duration of their lives.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you? Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already have a new god, why try to create another one?
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would be as wise as Greater Lord Ruka Devata. But upon evaluation, they found that at the time she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. This forced them to accept that Greater Lord Ruka Devata had indeed passed away. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's Gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power, nor the spectacular insight expected of a god of wisdom. Slowly but surely, people began to forget about her existence.
So, this is the path the sages have chosen.
Poor Nahida.
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, then let's change up our scenery. Raman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keepers back to the village. And these two scholars, they're coming too.
Sure, as you wish.
And let's just teleport back there instead so we don't have to do the walking.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them. The two new scholars are being kept under close supervision, too. Really great work, everyone.
The atmosphere is so heavy. Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
I don't know good thinking here.
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about? In that case, let's all get some water and try to think about something else.
Or I can go fetch some snacks.
Oh! Paimon's so coming with you!
Do you have any plans, traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
Let's see how this is going.
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk about it again.
What a whirlwind of a story. Felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
It seems like there will be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Still, Now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Ramon's joined us, we'll be an even stronger team.
It's time to make a plan.
What's this plan you're thinking of?
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense. We cannot allow it to continue.
So, everyone, are we on the same page?
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other resources we can draw on.
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out for sure.
Right.
Oh.
No.
Well, see everyone for part 5, everybody.
I mean, I'm not complaining. Oh my god, this story's bigger than I thought.
Damn.
Oh my god. I may need to do one roll just to get my mind off that for a bit, but...
Solo YOLO, let's do this shit.
What?
So, when you do, like, a single pull?
No, I meant I'm gonna do a 10. A single 10.
Oh, okay. Exciting.
Yeah, it's a 4-star star guaranteed, so there was no gold. That means no 5-star. Nope. And another Sayu.
Small.
I'm gonna save some of those Stardust since it's almost September's almost over. I can use those to get more intertwined fates to save up for Albedo, so in phase 2. But yeah, that means a sign that there's gonna be an Act 5. Oh.
I mean, hey, more to look forward to.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
By the way, do you still remember?
Your memory is far superior to mine.
Looking something up or shutting
No,
it down?
I'm gonna be shutting it. I'm gonna be shutting it down, but yeah, I'm probably gonna do some stuff off screen just to, of course, finish up my time here, and then I'm gonna take a chance and see if I can get the 1st of November off. What's the chances likely you'd be there?
Let me check something important. November. I will have to see, but I can probably get that off if I need to. At the very least, I should be pretty open at like that night.
That's kind of showing it's 5 acts long for it, but that's not even the big main thing, because let's keep in mind that while for chapters 1 and 2, it's 3 acts for the main region story, plus a 4th act involving Dane's Leaf, the Abyss Order, and the mysteries around Conria.
So, like, bare minimum, there's 6 acts now.
I mean,
because
we're not going to get Act 6 for Chapter 3 till much later. Like, that's last on their plate, and they'll want to release it sometime much later, because they want to keep the mysteries of Conria not with the main story. So it's going to be sometime after they're done with the main story of Sumeru.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing I'm going to be definitely working on, well, before we end off, like, on that, the one thing I'm going to be working on while waiting for the new version now is I'm going to try and get the constellation, travel up to C5 for his constellations. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and ascend Kokomi up to the final ascension. There might be some artifact ones, but that's mainly my concern right now. Because I think this is the team I'm going to be going in with for whenever we fight Scaramouche. Because he's definitely going to be the boss. They're definitely building up to him. And oh man, the build up is great with the mystery. Especially with what we saw there. So it took me a moment to realize some things, but so I'm going to say this as well. Sorry if I'm delaying the stream a bit more, but... So, what we do know of Scaramouche so far is that he was the original first test on creating a living mechanical doll that the Raiden Shogun, the Electro Archon, and God of Eternity was testing out if it was a possibility. Needless to say, it was a success. She then had no further use of him, so she felt it was best to release him into the world to be free. Then sometime he pretty much took up family with one of Kazuha's ancestors, and tried to bring down, and then after some events, I don't know which of those 2 betrayals it was, but after some events he tried to bring down all these swordsmith myths of it, but you try to bring down all the swordsmiths within the 5 great swordsmith families within Inazuma, since the Katahara one was already fallen, but then by 1 point. But when he noticed like similarities between his friend, he held back and decided to just leave. That's at least what I got from one of the story events within, like, the actual festival in Inazuma, event story. Getting kind of upset that some parts are tied to the event story, but yeah. Sometime after that, he did join the Fatui, became a harbinger, and from what I remember, I think either the doctor or the fool, or the Fatui's #1, adjusted his systems to alter his memory, and it was during this event story in 1.1 when most players that started first met him. I didn't start around there, so I didn't met him there, which is why I'm glad they treated it like it was a first meeting for Chapter 3. That he apparently regained his memory, and that's probably what led him to going a bit rogue. But who knows what his involvement is here, and who knows like why the Doctor is helping him. There's still some mysteries here, but things are like adding up, and God, he has a good character arc so far that I want him to be redeemed. I want him to stay alive. Skirmish just well written. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I will not be streaming until I get back home on the 10th of October. I have not made any plans yet for that. I might stream. Actually, no. Crap. I will not be able to. I will not be able to stream likely Thursday unless it was very early morning. At morning, because I'm likely going to be flying out sometime. And the only time I'll be able to stream on Saturday is anytime after 4:45 p.m. But I am going to be trying to work together a Halloween stream schedule, especially with you, because you know we have a co-op we're going to do for October.
Yep.
I'm hoping you bought the game.
I am dedicating next check to it.
All right, and
do let
me know as soon as you know some availabilities, what Octobers you have free, and I'll work it out based on my schedule as it my work schedule as it comes.
Yep.
But yeah, like that's one of the plans I'll say for October is we're gonna be streaming Resident Evil 6 blind for both of us, which oh boy, it's gonna be fun. You could
fun. It's a word.
You could tell the sarcasm in my voice.
Yep.
Hey.
Honestly, I'm gonna be on the same thing I presume the writers were on, so hopefully I can make sense of it.
Hopefully be able to call out anything that was like felt like bullshit shit to me as well. Instead of just like laughing at my pain, because you'll be in the same pain likely as well.
Oh yeah, no. I am hoping for it. Synchronized pain and suffering.
But yeah, that'll be it for now. We'll update my October Halloween schedule when I know of it. The only things I can confirm that I'm going to try and put on the plate is HoloLive Error and either a Resident Evil 1 HD randomizer or Resident Evil 2, and that's the HD for Resident Evil 1, or a Resident Evil 2 remake, assuming I can figure out, and you're welcome to help me figure it out with research if you want, installing the All Enemies Are Mr. X mod into it.
Oh man. I will. Okay.
It's possible. I watched the video to check if it was possible, and it entirely is. I will flat out say it's more possible than the Resident Evil. From the looks of it, it's more possible than the Resident Evil 3 All Enemies Are Nemesis mod.
God, that's just obnoxious, and I love it. But can you make your player model also Mr. X?
No,
just to
it's only any enemy model is just replaced with Mr. X, and it acts like Mr. X's usual AI.
Well, yeah, that's replacing the entities separately. I'm more saying just a visual change.
The only entities that are not replaced are the bosses, though.
Which is fair. It probably breaks with too many things. Especially considering Mr. X is, Mr. fucking X.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, though. But again, you guys will see that schedule. See you guys around, and for whatever I have planned in October, and especially for Act 5 of Chapter 3 in November 1st. I can't believe it's this long. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And later, and thanks for joining, man.
No problem. I have one quick question for you. Yeah. I mean, I presume it's all shut.